Happy Wednesday, halfway through the work week, and we have some major changes as we wrap up the week heading into the weekend. Let's go ahead and focus on conditions first, and then we'll talk about the impacts Hurricane Priscilla is about to have for us here in San Diego. We're starting off with a nice cloud deck. Most of us waking up underneath these clouds. This is a live look from one of our mountain sky cams. As we switch gears, this is closer to the coast, facing downtown, or not downtown, rather the bay, and we're looking also at a nice cloud deck hanging overhead. In downtown San Diego, current temperatures right now are in the high 60s. So we're waking up on the mild end. Winds are fairly light out of the northwest of about 3 miles per hour. The dew points, though, are going to rise in the coming days, all due to a surge of moisture that's going to filter in. So that's going to switch gears looking ahead to Thursday, lingering all the way into the weekend. Current temperatures right now are in the 60s. We're seeing a mix of low 60s to high 50s to high 60s along the coastal areas. Downtown, one of our warmer spots. Oceanside, one of our cooler neighborhoods to start off our day. Closer to the inland valleys, we're waking up at 54 degrees out in Ramona, 50s on tap right now for Julian, and we're in the high 60s in Borrego Springs, 59 degrees out in Mount Laguna. Here's what we have in store for this afternoon once the warmth peaks around the 2-3 o'clock hour. Coastal areas will produce highs in the low 70s. We'll top out in the high 70s, low 80s for the inland and mountain neighborhoods. And the deserts, areas like Borrego Springs and Ocotillo Wells will produce highs in the mid 90s. All right, here's that chance of rain. I'm going to give you a play-by-play hour by hour over the next 48 hours with this graphic. Notice how it starts to rise Thursday into Friday. And it's all due to a system that we have been tracking all week, Hurricane Priscilla. It was at a Category 2 yesterday with winds over 100 miles per hour. It's downgraded to a Category 1, winds within the system now 75 miles per hour. The reason for that is the system is now entering cooler waters, and it will continue to deteriorate in the coming days. But that's not to say it won't have an impact for us here in Southern California. As it moves northeast, rather towards the central portion of the Baja Peninsula, is going to bring a lot of moisture with it, all due to a couple of systems. So we have a trough of low pressure. The center of it is over central California, but it's actually going to sweep a lot of that southwesterly flow, bringing in that moisture and tapping into this system. So in terms of our rainfall forecast, I'm going to fast forward this to Thursday morning. Tomorrow, just before 9 o'clock, we have the shot of seeing some widespread, very light, isolated showers. Tomorrow, it's going to be the most widespread. And then when we look ahead to Friday, most of the rain that we're expecting is going to be confined to the county's eastern half. So if you're wondering, when should I dress for rain? I would bank on Thursday. I'm not ruling out the chance for showers here or there Friday, but most of the activity on Friday is going to be confined to the mountains and desert areas. When all is said and done, rainfall estimates look quite minimal. The North County, for areas like Fallbrook and Oceanside, will likely see the greatest numbers at about half an inch potentially. Meanwhile, elsewhere we'll get a hundredth of an or tenth of an inch or so. Coastal areas will be in the low 70s all the way through midweek, and then we shoot up to the high 70s by Friday. Thursday and Friday are looking like the warmest days of the next 7, and then temperatures are going to plummet by the time we get to the weekend. So when we compare what we're expecting this afternoon versus the start of next week, we're talking about anywhere between a 5 to 10 degree difference. All right, we'll climb into the mid 80s on Friday. Just bank on really warm weather, humid conditions on Friday, and then things start to simmer down by the time we get to the weekend. For the mountain areas, we do have a chance of seeing a pop-up thunderstorm or two, and that could trigger flood watches or advisories for the mountains specifically, even into the deserts. We'll be in the low 80s for the mountains, and then we'll drop a couple of degrees by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Low 70s by the time we get to the weekend for the mountains. As always, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Just download on your TV and you can watch for free.